Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the topic that India wants to develop high altitude pseudo satellite vehicle. As the word itself is telling that this will be a high altitude, so that it will be at a very great height. Pseudo, it means that this will look like satellite, but this will not be a satellite. So this, and if India becomes successful in achieving this feat, then it will come into the category of very rare countries who has this technology, and already India is among those very less number of countries and a group of countries who is working on this technology. So that is what we will be looking today. First of all, about the timeline. First we will be looking at the news, then what is high altitude pseudo satellite, then what is its need, CSIR, NAL. Then in the end, prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is science and technology. The news talks about why India wants to develop high altitude pseudo satellite vehicles powered by the sun. Powered by the sun, what does it mean? Very simple. It means that it has the criteria, or it has the speciality of running by a solar panel. So the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, and the National Aerospace Laboratories, that is NAL. So CSIR in collaboration with NAL has recently conducted successful tests on a high altitude pseudo satellite. So on the high altitude pseudo satellites, the tests which were conducted by the CSIR in association with the NAL, they have been successfully conducted, which marks a significant milestone in unmanned aerial vehicle technology. Now, unmanned aerial vehicle technology, that is the UAV technology, it means that the vehicle which is in air, it is unmanned, that it is not driven by any human presence. It is unmanned aerial vehicle. It means automatic. Now, what is high altitude pseudo satellite? So the image which I showed you in the beginning. So this is how it looked like, the test which was conducted. Okay, it is still a developing technology, so it is not that we have reached the pinnacle of this technology. It is as of now in a infant stage, and it is solar powered UAV. UAV stands for unmanned aerial vehicle, so it will be solar powered. It means it is also an example of using renewable energy, and it is a solar powered UAV. So this will also save a lot of money, plus this will also save the rocket launch. Then this can generate solar energy on its own, and because of which it will be able to resupply energy to itself, which can go on for a very long period of time. So the shelf life of the project also increases because of the solar powered UAV, which can generate solar energy, and this can remain in the air for months or years. It means that the life cycle is very large, and it operates in the stratosphere. Stratosphere means it operates over troposphere. So if we'll talk about the layers of the atmosphere, then it is troposphere, and after troposphere it is stratosphere, and stratosphere runs from like around 5 kilometers to around 50 kilometers. So this will operate in the stratosphere layer of atmosphere, and it will be flying at an altitude of 18 to 20 kilometers. So flying at an altitude of 18 to 20 kilometers, nearly double the height of commercial aeroplanes. So the commercial aeroplanes, what we see on daily basis, if you will focus and see that the commercial aeroplanes, when they go, many a times we are able to see it when they are flying, but the high altitude pseudo satellite, that is HAPS, it will be flying at a very high altitude, which is nearly double of the altitude at which the commercial aeroplane fly. Then it will provide surveillance capabilities akin to satellites. So the surveillance capabilities will be very similar to what the satellite does, but this will not be a satellite, this will be an unmanned aerial vehicle. So the surveillance capabilities will be similar to a satellite, and this is designed for persistent surveillance, communications, and specialist science missions. Special science mission, because the science mission, it requires a lot of R&D and a lot of information over a long period of time, and because the life cycle of the pseudo satellite will be very large, from months to years, so it will be very helpful in providing details over a long period of time on which the scientists can work also for a longer period of time. Helps in the communication, because this will perform the functions very similar to the satellites, so the burden on the satellites will also decrease in the coming times if this technology becomes a success. And persistent surveillance is something which is required on daily basis, and it is very good that whatever improvements can be done and seen with regard to the efficiency. Then what is the need for the pseudo satellite? Why was it required? So for continuous surveillance and monitoring of border areas to detect changes or movements. So whatever is happening at the borders of the country, and also with regard to the security features, because we are surrounded with the volatile neighbors that we have, especially on our both sides. So we need to be very alert and very aware about the movements which is happening at the border areas. Then this can also be very helpful with regard to the disaster management, because this can provide us add-on information with regard with whatever information the satellites are providing. In an addition, the information can be provided by the pseudo satellites. Then the cost of operating HAPS is significantly lower than the traditional satellites, because the traditional satellites, when they are going in air, they need fuel, then they need rechargeable fuels. But on the other hand, the pseudo satellite is run by solar energy, so it will be at a very lower cost as compared to the traditional satellites. And it doesn't require rocket launches also like the traditional satellites, and it can cover large area, wider vision, because it is situated at a very high altitude of around 20 kilometers as compared to the other satellites. So it is able to cover a wider vision, which will be very helpful with regard to the surveillance and the monitoring aspect. Then it will provide mobile network in remote areas. So because it is a pseudo satellite, it will be able to move from one place to another place also. So with regard to the mobile networks in remote areas where good mobile networks are not observed, so this can also help in providing the better mobile networks at remote areas. Now CSIR and the National Aerospace Laboratory, because they have conducted the test flights in association with each other. Then NAL, which is the National Aerospace Laboratories, it is a constituent of the CSIR, and it was established in 1959 in Bengaluru, and it is the only government aerospace R&D laboratory. Then CSIR NAL is a high technology oriented institution focusing on advanced disciplines in aerospace. So this works towards making aerospace more and more interesting and doing more and more innovation and trying on more and more technologies so that better results could be achieved with efficiency. Then CSIR NAL has provided significant value added inputs to all the Indian National Aerospace Program. So CSIR, in association with the NAL, they also guide other aerospace companies in the country, and they give them important value addition also. Then to develop aerospace technologies with strong science content, design and build small medium sized civil aircraft and support all national aerospace programs. Because it is backed by the government, it has the required financial assistance also. So it also becomes a duty to help other budding and coming up companies, so that in the future when they will work together for the betterment of the space technology or taking country forward with regard to the aerospace sector. And that is when the private, the government, the civil societies and every aspect with regard to the aerospace sector needs to come together and work together in collaboration with each other. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and this is a PYQ of the year 2018. I have given you this question so that you can see that how the questions are being molded, and with regard to this, questions can also come on the pseudo satellite. Like for example, what is thermal high altitude air defense, that is popularly known as THAAD, sometimes seen in the news. This question was asked in the year 2018. An Israeli radar system, India's indigenous anti-missile program, an American anti-missile system, or a defense collaboration between Japan and South Korea. So with regard to this question, instead of THAAD, the pseudo satellite can also be written and the options can be changed. But for now, you people have to give me the answer of this question in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.